Hello and welcome to another episode of Local Marketing Beat brought to you by Uberall, the only location marketing platform that connects digital presence to revenue. Today we're diving into how KFC UK and Ireland is building a brand for the next generation by leveraging local SEO, online reputation management, and digital marketing to drive foot traffic and sales. So today we're talking about, anything from Google Business Profile optimization to launching specialty beverages like Quench. We'll explore how KFC continues to outperform the QSR market, the quick service restaurant market, and engage a new wave of customers. And joining us today, we have a special guest, Jaime Arribas, Senior Marketing Technology Manager at KFC UK and Ireland. And he's here to share insights on KFC's digital strategy, the power of local search, talk about the role of AI-driven search, which is shaping the future and the customer engagement. So, Jaime, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Christian. I'm very happy to be here and share a little bit of my experience. So,
No, we're excited.
yeah,
Yeah, we're excited to have you here. You and the KFC team and the overall team have been collaborating, right? Like I know you guys have done a few conferences together.
yes, we have a bit of a history together. Towards the end of 2023, I stepped up into this new role, the Senior Marketing Technology Manager, and I started rebuilding relationships with our marketing technology vendors. And Uberall was always super keen on starting new projects together, sharing with us their new features, all the exciting things that they're doing in the location marketing space. And then, yeah, we have had quite a few opportunities to collaborate together in conferences, events. So yeah, it's a great partnership.
That's awesome. I'm very excited about this conversation. I have so many questions for you, but I think the first one that comes to mind is what exactly does it mean when we say building a brand for the next generation? What does that mean for KFC, UK and Ireland?
Yeah, I love this question, and it's something that the whole team is very excited about. It basically means making KFC an iconic brand for the next generation, so the younger audiences. And we want to emphasize our amazing taste and being part of the popular culture. And
Mhm.
in that journey, we want to make under 24s our key advocates. So our plan includes leveraging earned media, bold campaigns in digital and traditional media, and relevant cultural events. And an important part of this strategic direction is partnerships. So we want to partner with unexpected brands that people would never relate to
Mm.
KFC, driving fame and engagement. So we can highlight our innovative campaigns and product launches and make the younger audiences our best ambassadors.
That's awesome. That's a great explanation. And I'm guessing this is where, or you tell me a little bit more, but how does Quench, right, this new era of beverages come into KFC strategy to target these younger demographics? What is that like?
Yeah, so that fits perfectly with our strategy, and it is one of the key projects to attract young consumers. So Gen Z loves expressing individuality, and specialty drinks reflect the desire for self-expression. And also the younger generations value experiences over
Mhm.
traditional goods, and specialty drinks often come with a sense of novelty, or we can say adventure, offering an experience that goes beyond, in this case, just quenching thirst. So whether it's trying a new crazy flavor or exploring trendy spots, so it goes really, really well with our strategy.
That's awesome. I saw some pictures before we started recording and the vibe, right? Like the vibe that I get from these pictures is there. Now we're talking about a younger demographic, not necessarily they're the only ones using Google Maps, Apple Maps. I mean, this is very broad,
Yeah.
right? But how critical are these platforms like Google Business Profile, Apple Business Connect, I mean, social media in general, in driving foot traffic to your restaurants?
Yeah, great question. And it's one of my very favorite projects that I
Uh,
work on. I think that having a best in class experience in online listings and social media is key to attract new customers, and also to keep our existing customers engaged. And at the end of the day, we want to provide them with the right information. So last year, just with the number of clicks on the directions button in Google Maps across all our restaurants in the UK and Ireland, these clicks increased by 14%. And we estimate the
Wow.
impact in a quarter of a million. And one of our hypotheses is that that growth came when we started replying to Google reviews and having a dedicated team replying to human
Wow.
reviews. So we saw a massive increase since we started working on that project.
That's amazing. 14%. We're talking millions of clicks, right? So
Yeah,
14% is a big deal.
yeah, it's a
So
lot. Yeah,
14% coming from responding to reviews or actually putting a review management strategy and a
yeah.
team together. And is this out of your, just out of curiosity, is do you think this is new customers or is getting the the ones that had already been to your restaurants getting them back, driving loyalty? What do you think is a mix there?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. On one hand, we have existing customers who are feeling now listen to whenever they have a problem and they share on social listings. We're replying to them, we're offering solutions, so they will return. And on the other hand, we saw new customers choosing where to go for the next dinner. They find the restaurants, they go through the reviews, they see that the experience is great, and the team is making an effort to get back to existing customers. So they say, "Yeah, let's try this new restaurant." So yeah, it
Yeah.
worked both ways.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, for other restaurant brands, listening to us as franchise or multi-location, how do you guys tackle the different online channels, for example, to promote the specialty drinks? Like, what is that coordination? I'm sure that you're aligning it on search, you're aligning it on with paid ads, right? So, what does that look like to promote your specialty drinks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with obviously with a mixture of traditional and new media. So traditional marketing and media are obviously more expensive. So in terms of spend, those are biggest channels, followed by social, which is our most efficient one. However, as social is the most effective one, and is where younger generations engage more by using not as much resources as with traditional media, we get
Mhm.
more exposure, we get more headlines, we get more shares. So it's just finding, depending on the budget you have, just finding that balance. And for instance, for a new product like Quench, who younger audience are going to be ambassadors and they're going to love it because of the way it's designed, then in that case, you need to be clever, and where the budget you have, it's social is going to give you more exposure. But we can't forget about traditional channels, obviously, as they are key for driving scale with billboards, television, radio, etc.
Do you have any idea what the balance is between online and traditional?
Great question. So, in terms of spend, traditional gets the most of our resources because
Interesting.
of the cost, but then in
Yeah.
terms of effort and the campaigns, I think they're pretty much balanced. And every time we launch a big campaign on traditional media, it's also on social, whereas some campaigns are specific to social because of the product, the audience, etc.
You sound like there's some tracking behind all this efforts, right? Because you keep mentioning success, right? Like it was successful. You're seeing the 14%, for example, on the clicks to request directions. I wonder how is KFC measuring ROI, right? Like how does it go from impressions to clicks all the way over to actual spend at a restaurant?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. So for instance, in social media and paid media, we have like framework developed with one of our agencies. So they have developed this model for us, taking into account all the new traffic that comes from these campaigns, as we can track that existing customers coming back, just playing with average order values and whatnot. So that's, let's say, the easiest way, because we have tools, we have trackers.
Right.
And then on the other hand, we have the transactions coming from listings from Google, from Apple, which are a bit harder to track. But one of the KPIs we use, it's directions. So as I mentioned before, it's very easy for us to see how the clicks on directions improve whenever we have a big campaign or a big product launch. And we have created like some basic algorithm taking into account the average order value, the clicks on directions, as that is showing an intent for the user to get to the restaurants. And we have that modeled so we can compare return investment on social media, paid media, which we have help, and on the other hand, Google listings, etc., which we calculate ourselves.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I know this is it's a big question. It's not easy to do, right? And we talk about it in multiple episodes. The overall platform recently released and is in focusing on that, right? To help you track that
Mm.
and estimate revenue because it's very difficult.
It
So
is.
yeah, but it's also important, right? And especially with how the environment is changing. Like we went from just having that one Google search, right? Like everybody goes there, and then now, there's not just Google, but there's, you have Apple Maps, you have the actual Google Maps app. And then now we get into AI, right? So now there's Google AI overviews. Now there's Chat GPT. There's all of these places where people can search, ask for recommendations. So how are all these AI tools, for consumers influencing your strategy moving forward? Are you guys thinking about it? Are you already executing anything special there? Or what does it look like?
Yeah, of course, we're going to have an AI related question. And again, hard to answer, as who knows what the trend will be in a few months.
Yeah.
What I would say though is that AI driven search, I think, will be a revolution on the way we approach location marketing, because this kind of personalized experiences, knowing about the customer, is not just like a search without context. Those
Right.
tools know a lot, so they can increase visibility of what the customer wants to see, and then engage with those customers more effectively. So I hope that for us, by leveraging AI driven search, we can optimize our marketing efforts. And by doing that, I think we will enhance customer engagement and drive more foot traffic to our restaurants.
Yeah, I think it's still early. It's also changing so fast, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever you figure out last week is probably gonna be a little bit changed this week. Like it just goes very, very fast. But I think that's good, right? Like it's on your radar. I think you guys are tackling everything right. And it's just gonna align, right? It's gonna get to that point. Now, if there was just the one insight about digital marketing or location marketing that you could share with other brands that are listening to us today, what would that be? Like, what would be your one advice from this episode?
Yeah, it's hard to choose just one. But I would say always listen to your customers across all channels and engage with them, regardless of how the experience has been, and acknowledge any issues, always offer solutions and ways to compensate customers when their experiences are not great. Because we all share our experiences, we all leave reviews, and sometimes it's very frustrating as a consumer when you leave a review and you feel that you haven't been listened to, and the brand has ignored you. So I think that's a basic in location marketing. Just listen to your customers and, yeah, and engage with them.
That's a great one, especially, us at Overall, we have one of our values is being customer obsessed. Is really that, right? Like doing everything you can to have that customer satisfaction, to whatever it takes. It's really the bottom line. So I think that's a great one. But again, Jaime, I really want to thank you. I think this is a very phenomenal episode. We talked a lot about all the things that you guys are doing. Um, Anything else that you want to call out to anybody watching? Maybe invite them to come over to KFC.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. In the UK, we're going through a great renovation. Most of our restaurants are being renovated or are in the pipeline. So the experience in restaurant is going to be best in class. We're working really, really hard in offer this omnichannel experience. So wherever you see on digital and social, a modern brand, a brand for the next generation, will translate in restaurants. So just go to your local restaurant and enjoy the chicken and leave us any feedback, please.
That's awesome. All right. Well, with that, thanks again, Jaime, for joining me today, and thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions, or feel free to reach out. If you want to learn more about Uberall, visit uberall.com. And with that, I will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.